Hi, I'm Matt with Mainstreet Medina. Welcome to another edition of Medina Minute. Today we're going to sit down and talk with a few friends from around town and learn about their stories and their business. Come on in and join me. Well, we're here today with Kim McDonald, the new owner of Honeybee Bakery. Kim, thank you so much for joining me for Medina Minute. How did you end up buying a bakery in the Medina Square?
Oh my gosh, well, I kind of actually stumbled upon it. It wasn't in the plans.
Okay.
I've worked here for a little over 2 years. I started here as just a part-time decorator.
Oh wow, okay.
In October of 2018. And then Laura was just looking to sell. Mm-hmm. And with everything that was going on in 2020, I'm like, why not? I'm like, if there was ever a time to jump, I'm like, that was it.
Oh wow, okay.
So, I was like, why not take the chance? In the back of my mind, it was always kind of a dream of mine to own my own place. Yeah. I guess I never really took it seriously, it's not like I had any serious plans. Right. But, I decorated cookies at home, like for family and friends and friends of friends. And then this was just like my part-time gig. So, yeah, I kind of always wanted to have my own place. Okay. But it was kind of like the opportunity presented itself. And it was like, well, if I succeed, I succeed. If I fail, I fail. But I'm never going to know unless I do it. So
is your background in baking? Like, is that your passion? Did you grow up doing that?
I didn't really grow up doing it. My grandmother was a baker and a cook, but I didn't really have an extensive background in it.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I tried to stay away from baking because I didn't think I was really any good at it. But I got into cooking first, okay, and found a passion in that like about maybe 10 years ago or so. And then it just I'm like, okay, well, I'll learn a little bit more. And then I kind of developed a passion for that too. Yeah. And then here I am.
Here you are.
Here I am.
And you're very good at it.
Thank you.
I can tell you that from past experience and tasting all the deliciousness.
Thank you.
How do you come up with, let's start that question over. How many different cookie cutters do you have on the wall back there?
Oh my goodness. Well, between what we already have and everything I've brought on, they started out with, I think, about maybe around 500 back there. And I probably have maybe in my stock another 500 plus.
Oh my gosh.
So we're probably up at about 1,000.
I'm always fascinated by, it seems like every day there's a different theme in the cookie case.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, where did that one come from?
Yeah.
How do you get those ideas? Do you look at like what's going on today? Do you brainstorm with the staff?
Usually, yeah. We'll see what's trending. We'll brainstorm with each other. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we'll see what like other bakeries around the country are doing. Sure. We follow like a lot of people on Facebook or Pinterest and Instagram, and we'll go off of that. Yeah. A lot of times we'll see like what the national day is. If there's something funky going on, we might do something fun like with that. Yeah. And then of course like holidays and stuff is a given. But we usually just try to have fun with it, and that's the best part, is just having fun with it.
I know they're all popular. What's been one of the most popular that you've done? Kind of a different, like you did a Bernie Sanders one, you did some Schitt's Creeks, you did Baby Yoda.
Oh my gosh, for sure. I was just going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth. Definitely Schitt's Creek was a big one. The Office was a big one. Okay. Friends, TV shows seem to be pretty big. Yeah. And then obviously, the trending stuff, Bernie Sanders. Sure. Stuff like that. Those seem to be
I love that you get to have a sense of humor in what you do. Yeah. Like, I think you can put almost anything in that cookie case and people are going to buy it.
Oh yeah, just about, yeah.
That's awesome. How have you seen trends in baking change? Like, I remember growing up when, we would go to a family wedding, there would be like the 20-tier cake with the plastic columns and everything was overly iced, and now it's like there's a cake and they take a little bit of icing, go, and that's it.
Right. It's wild.
How do you do that?
Now it just seems like before, like you said, everything used to be so elaborate. You know, lots of icing, lots of flowers, fountains in the middle.
Because every
of
kid wanted
cakes.
that big rose on the top.
Right?
It turned your mouth red for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, even when I got married 10 years ago, I had fountains in the middle of my cakes, you know, and like the two cakes coming off with like bridges going
the
on.
staircase and everything.
Yeah. But now it's totally different. Now you have like, you know, the naked cakes where it's barely any icing on them at all. And a lot of people are doing, you know, small cakes with, you know, just cupcakes for their guests. And now, of course, with COVID, it's totally different.
Right.
Now, you know, brides and grooms are looking into things that are totally different. So it's wild, like the different things that people are coming up with and different ideas. And now even people are branching out into different ideas of not only cakes, but doing, you know, like donut bars, pastry bars, candy bars. I mean, all sorts of different things. It's not just cake anymore. You know, it's all sorts of different stuff.
What's one of the most odd requests that you've gotten? Like, I want my cake designed to be like this, or I want this flavor. Because I know you take a lot of orders over the phone. Is there anything that you kind of go like, what?
Surprisingly, not yet.
Okay.
But, you know, I mean...
We're not putting a challenge out there for the community.
No, but, you know, I always tell people, you know, shoot anything at us. We're always up for a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about being here is we're always up for it. We love that kind of stuff. You know, we don't want people to just be like, you know, this is what we're willing to do. Stay inside this. No, we want that fun stuff. You know, we want the different challenges. We want the off the wall stuff, you know.
Let's kind of make it more interesting, so it's not just another day of making chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly. That's what makes it fun. You know, that's what makes it exciting.
When do you think pie is going to have its day? Everyone's about cakes, and cupcakes had their moment, macarons had their moment. But pie's intensive.
Right? And it just seems like it's like around the holidays, and then it just kind of dwindles off. You know?
What's one of your favorite things to bake?
Mine? See, I'm a pie girl. That's why I'm like, I kind of wish it would. Like, apple pie is like my weakness.
Yeah.
Really, anything apple flavored is my weakness. But me, I tend to like to bake cookies too, though.
Yeah.
But, you know, cookies are my passion. That's, you know, what brought me here in the first place as a cookie decorator. But, yeah, I would definitely say cookies are one of my top things to bake.
Yeah.
But
how did you find your passion for decorating? Like, do you have an artistic background? Is it something as a kid you like to decorate?
Surprisingly not. I mean, I don't really have that big of an artistic background.
Yeah.
My dad is not an artist by trade, but he was always good at like drawing and stuff like that. So I don't know if I kind of got that artistic bug from him, but I don't even know how I really got into cookie decorating. It might have just been something that I saw like on Facebook or online and was like, oh, you know, I kind of want to try that.
That's cool.
And then just got into it. And that's really how I learned.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't take any classes or anything. I just kind of watched YouTube videos and stuff. And I taught myself.
You can find just about anything on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You know, how to repair, how to do something.
Right.
That's so cool. Again, growing up, we would go to Encyclopedia Britannica because that was the source for all knowledge.
Right, exactly.
But now you can Google everything.
Oh, yeah.
What's your connection to Medina? Like, how did you end up here?
Well, I was actually born in Medina, at Medina Hospital. My mom was a nurse at Medina Hospital for like 30 years.
Okay.
So, but I was born in Litchfield, only about like 20 miles from here.
Sure.
And then I met my husband at Medina Hospital. I actually worked there for a little while also. And then I moved out to Rittman, and I've always just kind of stayed in the area.
Yeah.
So I haven't really ventured far away from Medina. I've always just kind of been right around here.
How has your life changed? I'm assuming that it has. Now owning a bakery, I imagine you're probably here at 4, 5, 6 in the morning doing stuff?
Actually, surprisingly not.
Good.
I'm here later, only because I have 2 boys. I get them off to school, and then I'm usually here by 9.
Yeah.
And then I'm typically here, you know, probably like 6, and then I go home and start it all over again. But here about 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm kind of hoping, you know, maybe once get into a good pattern that I might be able to step back at least just a little bit, you know, but right now I enjoy it, you know, it's kind of chaotic. It's a different way of life. So I'm getting used to it the best way I can.
What do the boys think of the bakery? Like, do they come here and help you? Do they think it's cool? Do they like, Mom, just bring me home a cookie, I'm good?
They think it's pretty cool. I know they miss me being at home, that's for sure, you know. But they've come up to visit me a couple times, and they ask questions a lot about it, so.
Do they give you ideas for things to bake? Or, hey, Mom, what about this cookie?
They haven't yet, but I'm sure they will at some point.
What, you said you hope at some point to take, not a step away, but a step back. Is there like some place that you want to take your boys and have a family vacation experience? How do you get to step away from this and just be Kim?
Oh goodness, I would love to be able to take them away and go on a family vacation at some point. That's why I'd like to be able to get this to a point where, you know, I mean, not to say that it's not self-sufficient as it is now, you know, but making it my own is kind of where I want to take it, you know, and just kind of have my little spin on it and get that feel for it and then, you know, take my step back. And then, you know, take my boys eventually on a vacation would be wonderful, you know, because I mean, we've taken weekend trips here and there, but we've never really been on a whole week vacation.
Where do you want to take them?
I would love to be able to take them down south somewhere. Somewhere nice, the beach, you know. I mean, my stepson's been to Disney, so it would be nothing new to him. But for the four of us to go to Disney World together would be incredible. That'd be fun. Even the Florida Keys would be just wonderful.
Would be fun. So, what's it like for you on a daily basis, working in the bakery, serving the public, and you have this beautiful fishbowl eye on the square?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. That is, I can't even describe what this is like. I mean, owning a bakery in and of itself is amazing. Like, I can't even put that into words. It's incredible. But to have this on top of it is literally the icing on the cake, you know? But this is just, I mean, I can't beat this. You know, it's perfect. It's literally perfect.
That's awesome. But I know you have regular customers. You're my go-to for coffee. Tell me about your customers. Like, what do they love about Honeybee Bakery?
I hear a lot about our cakes and about our cookies, for sure. I know our vegan is definitely one of the things that has really been a focal point. I know when Laura and Kenny first opened this place, that was one of the things that brought a lot of people in because Kenny herself is vegan. So she wanted to make that something that brought people in. So we wanted to make sure that we continued on with that. And I know that was one of the big things that when people heard, oh, new owner, oh my gosh, what's going to change? You know, it's going to be a whole different place, and they're going to change the name. It's going to be a totally different feel. And
it really hasn't.
And that was that was not something that I wanted to change. When I first started here at Honeybee, I loved the feel of this place. I loved the atmosphere. I loved everything that it was. So when I bought it, that was one thing that I didn't want to do, was change any aspect of it at all. If anything, I just wanted to add on to what it already was. So, and that was one thing I just wanted people to know, is that it's not going to change at all. It's not going to change at all.
What's kind of your vision for the future? What might people expect to see you add at Honeybee? Other than apple pie.
Right. If anything, I just want to try to expand our menu, if not more so than what it already is. I know we've got a lot of ideas for different products, and I'm sure people have already noticed some of the things that we've already added. I'm huge into making scones.
Your scones are delicious.
That is another one of the things. I forgot to mention that was one of the things I love to make. I make different varieties of them all the time. Just Saturday when I was here, I did a maple pecan cinnamon one. And then I did a cherry almond joy, which was
Okay.
like dried cherries and chocolate chips, almonds, and coconut. So that one was just phenomenal. So I just love experimenting with that kind of stuff.
I think
so.
I had a cheddar one. I don't remember the other flavor, but it was a savory. It was
Yeah,
really,
it was a
really
savory
good.
one. It was a sausage and cheddar.
Yeah.
So
How do you come up with your flavors? Like, do you just look at the cabinet and say, okay, tick, tick,
basically,
tick?
yeah. Yeah, basically. And I mean, a lot of times it's as simple as just going on like Pinterest and being like, okay, what are other people doing?
Yeah.
You know? And then a lot of times I'll see something and I'll be like, okay, well, that sounds cool, but I'm going to add A, B, and C to it.
Okay.
You know, so it's not necessarily being like, okay, well, I'm just going to do that, but I'll add something to it, you know? And like I said, that's the fun part.
Sure.
It's just making something else your own.
Would you ever consider going on a British bake-off or?
People have asked me that a lot. Oh my gosh. My husband has even tried to push me into doing stuff like that. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, you should do MasterChef. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And like, there is no way, you know, and that was before I did like really any baking kind of stuff. And it was all like cooking, but I don't know. I think I would be too terrified to do
Okay.
something like that. You know, I'm like, I'm good, but I don't think I'm that good.
All right. Do you, at the end of the day, owning a business is stressful. You're a mom. You have all this stuff going on. Do you get to have fun and have joy in what you do?
Oh, I definitely have lots of fun
Okay.
and joy in what I do. That's for sure. It's a given. I love this place and what I do beyond measure. I'm definitely blessed to be living out my dream.
Yeah.
I didn't think that something like this would ever come true. So,
If this hadn't come true, what do you think you'd be doing?
oh gosh. That's definitely a hard question because, you know, with COVID, you know, my life
Yeah.
took a drastic turn, you know. I just was managing this little senior center cafe out in Wadsworth,
Okay.
you know, before. And with it being seniors, I mean, it's indefinitely probably shut down.
Yeah.
You know, they're still not open. But I helped open a bakery donut shop in Wadsworth, Rise and Grind.
Okay.
And that's where I was at, you know, while working part-time here. But when, you know, Laura said she was willing to sell, I'm like, okay.
Things happen for a reason.
Right, exactly. So if I wasn't here, I'd probably still be in Wadsworth.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess living someone else's dream,
Okay.
you know, so
Nice. But now you're living yours.
exactly, yeah. But now
Awesome.
I'm living mine.
Good.
So
Well, Kim, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure getting to know you more, and I look forward to seeing what new flavors and things you add.
yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.